Hey guys, Teeka's Dragon here, and today I'll be going over my version of Chatterfang Squirrel General. So there are a few ways to win, but it's just an all-round good Golgari deck full of squirrels, and I hope you enjoy. So I will start off where I start making all of my decks, which is with the mana rocks. They're pretty standard in every deck that I build, so Chrome Mox, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, Mox Diamond, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Golgari Signet, and Talisman of Resilience. Next on to the mana dorks, so the creatures that up us on mana. So we've got the standard 5 green ones, Arbor Elf, which is a zillion times better now, Birds of Paradise, Elvish Mystic, Findhorn Elves, and Llanowar Elves. And then because we're playing black, we do also get Deathrite Shaman and Elves of Deep Shadow. I do find that a turn 1 mana dork is just the same as turn 1 Soul Ring because it taps for colour and not colourless. So we've got what the main deck is about. So this is all squirrels. So we've got Ravenous, Squirrel Sovereign, Tusky, and Squirrel Mob. These are the 4 squirrels that we can play in black-green. And then next up we've got the creatures that create squirrel tokens, so Deep Forest Hermit, Scurry Oak, Nut Collector, Deranged Hermit, and Squirrel Wrangler. Remember that what the commander does is every time you get a token, you also get that many squirrel tokens. So if you've got Chatterfang out and then you're creating squirrel tokens, you're getting twice as many. And then whilst we're on the subject of token generators, I do just want to give a shout out to this card, Bitter Blossom, which will be in the deck as well. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and get a 1/1 Black Fairy Rogue creature token with flying. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if you've got Chatterfang, you get a Black Fairy and a Squirrel. And whilst we're on the subject of tokens, let's get all the duplicators out. So something that's given us tokens upon tokens upon tokens. So we've got Parallel Lives, Doubling Season, and Primal Vigor. And then finally, we do have our utility creatures, so just 3 great Golgari creatures. Fiend Artisan to be searching because one of our win cons involves a creature, so that gets us through our deck. Eternal Witness to recur anything that's gone to the grave, and then Opposition Agent just for a bit of control. And because we're in green-black, we do have some great card search. So, I mean, this is all green search because it's for the creatures. So you've got Greenstones, Worldly Tutor, Finale, Cord, Natural Order, and Tooth and Nail. So all great cards to be searching out creatures from the deck. Some of them do only get green creatures, but when you're searching out a Squirrel Lord, it does great. And now we've got our black card search. So Vampiric Tutor, Demonic Tutor, and Diabolic Intent. Remember that Diabolic Intent is a demonic tutor that just requires you to sacrifice a creature, so just bear in mind that we have plenty of tokens that we'll be happy to sack. Being able to search for a card that gets you out of any kind of situation you're in, it's great to have in Commander. So because we're in green, we do have the card draw option through Sylvan Library, and then again, like I said, we've got so many tokens that School Clamp is just a 1 mana draw 2 cards. So moving on next, we've got our ramp. So in green, we've got Crop Rotation to be getting out utility lands like Guy's Cradle, Phyrexian Tower. And then we've got Nature's Law and 3 visits, 2 mana gets us a forest into play. So next up, we've got our removal. So we've got different forms of removal here. So we've got removal for artifacts, for permanents, board wipes, enchantments. There's enough here to get us out of plenty of sticky situations. And then just a side note shout out again, we've got Veil of Summer for protection from Black and Blue. Another great card I want to mention is Noxious Revival. So this will bring back any card that we may need from the grave, and it can also stop any graveyard decks from having any combos through there by putting their card from the grave on top of the deck. So now let's get into the main part of it. How are we winning with Chatterfang and the Squirrels? So there are 3 good ways for us to win. So let's start. So the first way is by good simple damage. So what we can do when we've got all our squirrels, our tokens out, is we can just search up Create a Hoof, swing and win. Or we do have the option of Triumph of the Horde. Now I know this can be very unpopular in playgroups, but in my playgroup, any card that's legal would play. So with this, you only need to get 11 infect damage on each player, and that's a win for you. So our next win con is based around squirrels, and it has been around for quite a while. So what we can do is we can use Earthcraft and Squirrel Nest. And with these 2, what we can do is we can enchant a land, tap it to create a squirrel token, tap that squirrel token to untap the land, and we get infinite tapped squirrels. Now remember, we've got Chatterfang, so if Chatterfang's out alongside, we also get infinite untapped squirrels. So what are we going to do with infinite squirrels? So we can either wait till our previous player's end step, make them all then, and then in our turn we can swing, kill everyone. Or what we can do is we can search out Altar of Dementia and we can sack them all to infinitely mill everybody. And finally, we've got the combo that involves Chatterfang himself. So this is with Pitiless Plunderer. So the way this works is every time a creature dies, we get a treasure token, and with Chatterfang out, we also get a squirrel token. So if we have a sack outlet, so Visceracia, Altar of Dementia, what we can do is we sack the squirrel, we get another treasure token and another squirrel token, and from here we just keep sacking the squirrel tokens and we end up with infinite treasures, which equates to infinite mana, and we also have the ability to infinitely sack the squirrels. So with this, we can go one of two routes. We can do Life Drain with Blood Artist or Zulaport Cutthroat, or what we can do is use the infinite mana with Torment of Hailfire. So the last thing to go over are the lands, so I'll skim over them. There's not too much detail we need to add with the lands. So we've got the basics, we've got 3 snow-covered forests, 3 snow-covered swamps. Then we've got the fetchers, the 7 that find black and green, and then a prismatic vista. We've got the lands, the jewels that tap for black green, so the Jewel Land Bayou, the Shockland Overgrown Tomb, the Horizon Land Nurturing Peatland, the Painland Llanowar Waste, the Filterland Twilight Mire, and the Flipland Darkball Pathway. A few more of the multi-land, so Cavern of Souls, naming Squirrels, City of Brass for 5 colours, and Command Tower. And then we've got our utility land, so these all have a purpose, so Ancient Tomb, taps for 2 mana. We don't really care about the 2 damage it does in Commander. Means we can get a turn 2 Chatterfang. We've got Kapow Coffers, so can tap for quite a lot. If we mix that with Urborg we've got here, everything's a swamp, it gets kind of ridiculous. Now whilst we've got Urborg, we now have the green version in Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. And then we've got Dryad Arbor, searchable land creature. Helps with the Guy's Cradle that we've got here, taps for, all the mana dorks, loads of mana. Field of the Dead creates tokens, we like tokens in this deck. Phyrexian Tower, because we've, again, tokens we can sack to get 2 mana. And then there's Swarmyard, which has the ability to regenerate target squirrel. So you'll have to let me know what you think, guys. So that is Chatterfang. He's a great deck. I've enjoyed playing him when I have played him. Let me know if you've got any suggestions, any cool combos we can put in the deck to update it. Just like, subscribe, and if you want to see the deck list written out, the link is in my bio for Moxfield.